Our team runs ATS tests regularly, so we know how they work, how they're evolving, and what you need to know to work with them. Here's everything you need to know to make an ATS-friendly resume today. Let's start with what an applicant tracking system really is, because the usual mental picture is wrong. At its core, an ATS is a filing system. It's the software companies use to collect and organize every application they receive. And almost every large employer uses one. About 98% of Fortune 500 companies do. Now, here's what most people get backwards. The traditional ATS isn't deciding whether you're qualified. Think of it as a librarian, not a judge. Now, there are some new AI features in ATSs, but we'll get to that in a minute. At its core, the ATS's job is to make sure your resume is findable, so a recruiter can search through the hundreds or even thousands of applicants they receive in seconds. To do that, it takes your resume apart. It strips the formatting, pulls everything into plain text, and sorts that text into fields. Then it files you in a database that recruiters search by keyword. So your resume isn't really a document anymore, it's a profile in a database. And whether it comes through clean depends almost entirely on how you build the page. Now, here's what's new in 2026, and most resume advice hasn't caught up to it. For years, an ATS mostly just organized resumes so a recruiter could search them, like I described earlier. And that still happens, but now at a lot of companies, there's a second layer on top. An AI that reads your resume and scores how well you match the job, maybe even before any human opens it. Take Workday, for example, the most common system at large companies. Through a tool called HiredScore, it grades applicants A, B, C, or D based on how well their skills and experience match the role, and that grade can shape who gets looked at first. Other ATSs like Oracle, iCIMS, SAP, Lever, and now even Greenhouse each run their own version of AI scoring or matching. Now, let me clear up one fear this creates because it's the wrong fear. None of these are trying to detect whether you used AI to write your resume. In our testing, no major platform does that. They're matching, comparing your experience and skills to the job description and ranking you. So your resume passes through two checkpoints. First, an algorithm decides if you're a strong enough match to surface. Then a human spends maybe 30 seconds deciding whether to keep reading. The good news is that the same handful of fixes and optimizations works for both. Okay, so let's make this concrete. How do you create an ATS-friendly resume? I'll put two resumes on screen so you can see what the software sees. This one has a clean two-column layout. It looks great to us, but the parser doesn't understand columns. It reads straight across the page, so the left column gets jammed into the right. Your job title ends up glued to a date from another section, and the system can't tell what belongs where. The same damage can come from a couple of other favorites. If you put your contact info in the header or footer, a lot of systems will skip that section, so your email and phone number might vanish. If you lock text inside a graphic, the parser reads nothing. Here's the version that works. One column, top to bottom, standard headings, no tables, no text boxes, no images for anything that matters. Use a normal font like Arial or Calibri, and use simple dates so it can count your years of experience. Remember, recruiters can filter and search for resumes with certain words or certain years of experience. When it comes to file type, a single column Word document is the safest default unless the posting asks for something else, but a clean PDF is fine too. The layout matters more than the file format. Okay, your resume parses cleanly, now comes the matching. Remember, you're writing for two readers at once, the software and the human behind it. If you get both right, you're through. So let's start with the software. Mirror the job's exact language for the skills and titles you genuinely have. A lot of these systems match literally, so if the recruiter searches for customer success, if your resume says client support, it won't be found in the search results. The highest value place to do this is your job title right at the top. In our analysis, resumes with the target job title got more than 10 times the interview invitations. Okay, now comes the human review, and this is why keyword stuffing doesn't work. The myth is that pasting a keyword 20 times ranks you higher. Well, we tested that, and repeating a word gave 0 boost. The system only cares that the skill is there, and a person spots a wall of repeated buzzwords instantly and reads it as a red flag. So it's not about more keywords, it's the right keywords. In the jobs language, each backed by a real bullet point that proves you use the skill, ideally with a number, like a measurable result. That one line does double duty, the match for the algorithm and the proof for the human. Now, here's the step almost nobody does. Before you apply, check your resume against the actual job description, the same way the software will. This is Jobscan's resume scanner. I paste the resume on one side and the job description on the other, and then run it. What comes back is a match report. Which skills from the posting are already on my resume, which are missing, and which gaps actually matter. Now, one thing I want to be straight about, this score is our analysis of how well your resume lines up with the job description. It's not a secret number from the company's own system. It's a way to catch the obvious gaps before a recruiter does. So watch, the first scan comes back and gives me this match rate. It flags a few skills I'm missing, things I have but didn't spell out. I add them honestly, rescan, and now I have a much higher score. And that's the loop. See what's missing, fix the real gaps, check again. You can do this for free in Jobscan. On a free account, you get a few scans per month, which is enough for the roles that you really care about. On a premium account, you get unlimited scans. Okay, let's bring it home. 3 important things. 1, format for the machine. 1 column, standard headings, nothing important hidden in a header or graphic. 2, match the language of the job description, honestly. Use their words for the skills and titles you actually have, and don't keyword stuff. 3, verify before you send it against the specific job you want. And I'll be straight about what this does. It won't guarantee an interview, nothing can. What it does is remove the most common reasons a strong resume quietly gets filtered out, the part that's in your control. Now, there's a link in the description to run a free scan with Jobscan against a job you're eyeing. Try it on your next application and tell me in the comments what role you're applying for and how your job search is going. Thank you for watching. Leave any questions in the comments section, and happy job hunting.